Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Welcome back to the Flyover State of Film. As always, I'm your host, Why I Love Movies, and I'm afraid to pee in public. With me always, Brian at Hercules. He's afraid to show his emotions. Joe at Shendango. He's afraid to be awake past 9. And TJ, he's a ginger. He has a lot to deal with. So
Well, yeah,
afraid of the sun.
Yeah, well, going off that, I mean, this last week or so, I've gotten a lot of shit from my Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders posts. I got stuff from Brian. I got stuff all over Twitter about stuff. So I figured I would do something. We would all do something. I talked to Joe before the show. Right now, I'm putting up pictures of Joe's art, our T-shirt, Joe's title pieces, cards that we've done for the podcast. What we're doing is we're putting those all up real cheap. As much as we can, $1 a piece, $5 a piece. Ryan, Steph, please donate to this. So what I'm going to take, we're going to take all this money, Flyover State of Film.
Yes, Steph, follow me too. Why don't you follow me on Twitter, Steph? What's up with that? Not cool.
She doesn't follow you?
No, she does not follow me. Not cool.
It's probably because you talk about Elizabeth Warren too much.
Yeah, it's true. We're going to take all this money.
I haven't said anything that negative about Elizabeth Warren.
I'm kidding, man.
I might have retweeted some things.
Well, because
let fucking TJ finish his thought.
Well, regardless, we're going to take all this money that we've gotten from everything that Joe's done art-wise and T-shirt-wise, and we're going to donate it, every cent of this, to Trump 2020.
Oh,
all right, guys, we're donating it all to Trump 2020.
I don't agree to that. I didn't agree to that.
Endorsing it, so that's
I didn't,
right now.
I didn't agree to that. I don't like that. I don't approve of it.
We're gonna cut.
Let's start the show
here.
I saw that red hat. I got a little upset. But the thing is, living in Ohio. Oh my God! Now there's two of Jesus.
Trump 2020.
Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be okay. This is what the podcast is about now, guys. So I hope you guys like. You guys like it.
The R stands for Republican.
No, but in all seriousness, living in Ohio sucks. Like I live in Columbus, where the Ohio State Buckeyes hail from. So every fourth hat is red in the whole city, and I'm always like, "What the fuck you got?" Oh no! All right. Well, what is that? What you got on your head?
Jokes.
Hey TJ, if you circle back, maybe you could do some magic with your editing, and you can see the moment that Brian's balls shrunk into his belly when you said Trump.
Yeah,
yeah. That's not my joke. Andrew Santino took it from him. It's one of the best. So I just love that. I just want to see everyone's faces when you know.
No, it's pretty great to drop that. I'm just kidding, but if I wasn't.
If I wasn't, also, that would be horrible because, good God.
I'm just kidding, but really,
let's get to the news.
But really,
So, guys, the news is important,
Yeah, let's get something, enough about politics. Let's get into something important, Jusef. Tell me about entertainment news. There's, channels that thrive on this every day.
But those same channels will also tell you about politics.
So we have a great show lined up for you guys. We're gonna cover some news. We're gonna talk about trailers that look like bombs from the beginning. We're gonna talk about movies named after cities in honor of Brazil, and then we're gonna talk about worst politicians in movie history. And then we're going to talk about Brazil. You know, that lighthearted movie about how a government oppresses its citizens and how civilization has destroyed nature entirely, and people live in constant terror. But you
I don't
know,
know
that
though.
has
Like
nothing to
I'm
do
gonna
with
save it, but maybe I
our
have
current
another take.
situation.
Don't get all gloom and doom on me just yet. Maybe I have another take of.
Yeah.
Stay tuned till the end and see
Brazil.
what I thought of this
Yeah,
one.
and after Brazil, we're gonna
Brazil.
and after Brazil, we're gonna give you like top 10 tips on where to travel and what movies to watch.
And who to let cough into your open mouth?
Yes. So Tom Holland's Uncharted is a thing. I don't know if you guys have played the
No,
game.
I don't believe it.
Uh,
It's like the Crow movie or the Beetlejuice sequel. It's one of those like this never actually gonna happen.
Like I feel like I've read like for years. It's starting to film in
why are you
2
yelling
weeks.
at me? Why are you yelling
Oh,
at me?
Joe, you're right on the mic or something. Did you turn yourself up or something? You kind of climbed into the mic
Yelling at
there.
me, man. It's only a fucking movie, man.
I get I talk loud and I'm trying to take over the conversation, but no.
So Uncharted has been probably in development for 15 years. Now it seems it's ready to go with Tom Holland as the lead. I think Marky Mark is going to be his mentor. He's going to teach him how to hit Asian people, especially now. And Antonio Banderas was recently casted as Men with Accent. So, what do you guys are you guys excited about Uncharted?
I mean, he's got to be the villain, right?
Yeah, he's brown.
Yeah.
Well,
It
like,
sounds like our podcast. So like I'm Mark Wahlberg, the Alpha, and like Joe's Tom Holland, the young guy.
I mean,
Brian,
I do agree that you're like Mark Wahlberg, but I don't think that's the compliment that you think
I mean,
it is.
but like an Uncharted movie, like I don't know, it's like a 20-minute show on YouTube, and the guy just tells you the fucking things off of Box Office Mojo, and gets a little frustrated each week.
Well, no, it'll be like that. It'll be like that Tomb Raider movie that I didn't see, but that I assume was just basically the first reboot Tomb Raider game. Only instead of getting the fun of playing it, you watch someone else do it.
Well, you know what I saw last night? I watched the Jumanji movie, which I know
fun.
it's not a video game movie, but
The
like
second one,
base,
you're talking about the new one?
Yes, but it's like
I haven't
based
seen
off
that.
like it's like based being on the video game. So there's this like one part where they're all the characters in a jeep with the guide of the video game, and he just like keeps saying what they would do if you just stayed in like that one position. A video game.
That's the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's in the second one too.
The
Same
first one,
character.
they're on a plane.
Yeah,
It was a
like,
fun
if
movie.
They do it like that. That's funny, but they're not going to go joking with it. It's going to be serious, pretty as
Yeah.
I think to piggyback on what TJ was saying is like, you know, it's always like, oh, the video game movies don't work and this and that based off of like your Uncharted, or we don't know
So that's
Uncharted,
a Sonic,
but, like,
baby.
But no, but the difference is like Sonic is a mascot. A Sonic movie would have worked at any fucking time. And you're aiming it for kids. And same with like, if you want to say Jumanji's video game movie, it's like, well, no, we got meta about a concept and did our own
It's a video
thing.
game movie the way Wreck-It Ralph is a video game.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm still standing by it. Like, I know there's a Mortal Kombat movie coming out, probably I think next summer. Mortal Kombat as a property would make a great like TV series, but a legitimate one with real budgets and the movies.
I don't think
time.
There's a little counterpoint. I think it would suck no matter what because it's dumb. It's just a tournament fighter. There's no. I mean,
love Mortal.
There's a lot of lore.
Shut up. You know what?
You're gonna tell the backstory of every boring ass cliche character.
Fuck you,
They're all the
Brian. There's a
same.
lot of lore. Go listen to.
Hey, Mortal Kombat 5 times in a mirror. And what do you think about that?
Candyman trailer looked good as
Okay,
fuck.
I would play a Mortal Kombat game where you play as Candyman. That'd be tight. I bet he'd have some good fatalities, right?
He's definitely
He swarms you with bees. He gets the hook in you and shit.
He would make you fall in love with him, and then
how many times though? I
He
mean,
do the thing where he turns you to glass and shatters you. That's a good Candyman move.
You do the mummy move.
How many times have we been sick
opens
of
up the
fucking?
mouth.
I was gonna say, how many times have we been sick of like the '90s pop song in a fucking trailer? And they do it, and you just go, and you just go, it's good.
This one was
good.
like this one was good, but it was also maybe the dumbest. Like
Easiest one, but they know it. They know they're doing it.
so
dumb,
on the nose.
but it was like perfect. It was almost too. I was like, is this a little racist?
I keep going. Like they can't do it anymore, and they do it. I'm like, Okay, I like it. God damn it. I would have done it.
I think
And if you haven't seen the original, fuck you. Go
It's
watch it. It's
fantastic.
one of the
Did I
best
see
horror
Virginia
movies.
Madsen? Is Virginia
scary.
Madsen in that trailer? I only watched it once.
no,
'cause
she
I
dead.
kind of.
She dead.
No, she didn't die. She's the heroine of the first movie. She survives.
Pretty sure she died.
She becomes Candyman.
She burned. She like burned alive.
Oh yeah, she does burn, doesn't she?
Sorry, spoiler alert.
No, but her.
I did.
her,
And in all honesty, I just watched those around Halloween. That's terrible. I should remember.
in
So good. But
her
another
best
thing was,
friends in the trailer.
go ahead. Another thing was good was the Invisible Man. If you haven't seen it, fucking tight.
Hey, no spoilers. I might get to go out and see it this weekend. I
Uh,
mean, I'm a
oh,
dad.
she-
I only get to the theaters once in a while, so shh.
She
No
she
spoilers,
burns alive
guys.
in the end and becomes Candyman.
Oh no! Oh. Kevin,
uh,
you get to see Kevin Bacon's penis at the
God
end.
damn it, you
Is that what I
stole my
heard?
joke.
Yeah.
Stole my fucking joke.
So
that was a
the
good one.
director
Jay got a good one.
Lee Wanell. I don't know how to say your last name.
Wanell.
I bet you don't.
Wanell.
I bet
Yeah,
you
I
don't
think
know how to
it's
say mine. So we're 1-1. He signed a deal with Blumhouse, and they want to make more Universal horror movie monsters.
This sucks.
the-
I want him to keep
I was
making
gonna say,
movies,
do you
but I don't want him to
see-
get
let's see more-
pigeonholed into monster movies. Like that's bullshit. I don't want that. Like
Or who the fuck is American Tom Hardy? What's his name?
oh, the guy from Upgrade.
Yeah, this
Um,
guy I worked with before.
Yeah,
shit. Logan Marshall Green.
Logan Marshall Green, Wolfman. I would fucking pay to see that shit.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I actually tweeted out that he should be Wolverine. I know he was already
Yeah,
in Spider-Man
100%.
Homecoming, but who cares? Make him Wolverine. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, he's fucking. But they did that with the other characters before too.
Well, yeah.
Small roles.
Alfred
Yeah.
Woodard's in it twice, and his ass got
Yeah.
disintegrated, so he ain't ever coming back.
No.
So like, let him be Wolverine.
Yeah.
Whatever. Wolfman's a great pick too. Although I unabashedly love not only the 1994 or whatever it was classic Jack Nicholson Wolf, but I like the Benicio Wolfman. I'll say it right now. I think
I don't mind
Benicio
it.
Wolfman is good.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't
if
hate
you
it.
still go to Universal Studios for the special effects tour, that's the last movie they're using as their example. The
Wow.
Benicio Man.
That's like from
And I
2010. That's
I
like
went
a
2
10-year-old
years ago.
movie now.
I went 2 years ago, and they
I
were
like
still
the
like,
effects in that movie. I think I think people rag on them a little bit. Yeah, they hold up as well as any.
I kind of want, since his last two movies are technically transformation, meaning Upgrade, he becomes like a cyborg, and Invisible Man, spoilers, he becomes invisible.
What?
I kind of want to see Swamp Thing.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, but they
legit
just did
Thing.
Swamp Thing, so they're not going to take it.
No, they
back.
didn't. They did it in a fake streaming device that nobody
They
watches.
did, but apparently
You
they
don't
did
have-
that one season and it was good, but it got canceled
have
for
no
other
proof.
reasons.
Show me an episode. Pull up an episode right now.
Well, I don't know.
Like-
I didn't say anybody watched it, but it's the same reason like nobody's jumping at the bit to give us Inhuman.
also,
We had
also-
our bite at the apple with that one.
also,
but
can
Blumhouse
we
will
just
spend $5 on anything?
let Lee Winnell like keep making good horror movies he wants?
Well, right. Maybe let him executive produce these, the monster movies, and still make his own movies. I don't want to see him spend the next 10 years of his career doing these. Like,
Yeah.
The headline that I read, because I didn't read the article because I live in 2020, said he signed the first ever exclusive deal with Blumhouse.
They're
But I don't know
probably,
if that entailed like being an executive producer or
probably a bit of both, I'd assume.
What if he remade?
we'll see. We'll see. It's just one of those things where it's like he got kind of famous. He blew up a little bit in the early 2000s with Saw, but then he went away for a while, and then he's kind of coming back now. And it's like I think about the time in between Saw and Upgrade, where I'm like, if he wasn't tied up being an executive producer on Saw or messing with those movies, he could have done some other shit. And look how good he is. He could have been doing more. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see that happen now with the Universal Monsters. It's not like people get younger.
Well,
like he's just gonna keep just eating up the dude's career.
well, Dead Silence is a bona fide hit. So
Insidious 1 is legit too.
Insidious 1 is
Mm.
I like it. Talk about things that Brian doesn't like. How about we briefly talk about Artemis Fowl and then jump into his topic? Brian, Are you excited to take your kid to outer
trailer?
space?
No, I honestly hope that like that trailer doesn't play in front of any YouTube video he watches because then I will have to go see it. And I'm like, it's such a stupid derivative piece of shit. And people are like, it's based on a book. You mean a book that was written while the Harry Potter franchise was already in existence, and a book that was written after Men in Black came out? Yeah, I bet it was. The shit has fucking Hagrid in it, right? Hagrid is in the movie.
I was gonna say
it's just Hagrid.
It feels just like Men in Black, but a kid and an older guy.
Right, and it's
Which
the
is
same thing of like,
Men in Black.
you didn't know you were special.
Yeah.
Although the kid's already rich, super rich and shit, and then he also finds out that his dad's like a thief, but actually a super spy. It's like, who can't relate
Here's a question.
to a kid who is already super rich and like the 1%, and then also finds out.
I mean, even
spy.
Even if the story wasn't ripped from Harry Potter and Men in Black, even if the story looked cool, the movie looked like shit, like pure shit, and it cost $125 million.
Wait, what?
It looks like one of those super overly world building first like movies that's definitely, and this will tie back in later in the episode. They're not always meant to be a franchise, but sometimes movies spend so much time building the world and getting you to know the whole lore that you kind of don't ever care about the characters or what's happening with them.
And that's the difference.
That's going to be the problem here.
And that's the difference of like looking at, you mentioned like Harry Potter, which a lot of them built off, is that's the first movie is just a good standalone movie that set up a world.
Yeah, it's just a kids movie, but it's still focused mostly on Harry.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't Fantastic Beast their first movie, which is what this movie is. This movie is like, we got to make sure you know everything so that when we move into movies 2 and 3, you've got the whole basis for how much this is going to expand. It's like, how about you try making a single good movie?
Brian,
so T has a question though.
These won't be movies. These will be on Disney's streaming service as a 6-episode series.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. This is basically a pilot for a Disney Plus show. Agreed.
Is the kid's name Artemis Fowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid.
Are Bonita fish big?
So this movie looks like a legit bomb. Like Doolittle looked this year. That was
I lost that bet, by the way, guys.
And well, I don't remember what you picked.
You bet Doolittle was going to make money?
No, I said
you said the Invisible Man? Oh, you lost.
Yeah, the trailer looked like shit. I'm sorry.
I think the trailer was okay. I think the trailer just showed way too much. I didn't like it.
Anyway, I just wanted to make that announcement that I'm officially out of the running.
Yeah, I'm 100 plus.
For biggest bomb, what did I pick? I don't even remember. God, I have to go back and watch our episode.
Yeah, nobody watched our episode.
Brian, let us know.
So, Brian, what is your topic? Give it a go.
Yeah, well, you teased it at the top, but yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like movies that you knew were going to be bombs, like from the first trailer. Famously, I correctly predicted that Venom would be a big money loser. We all know that I was right, and that is for the record. But one that came out recently, and I guess they'll all probably, I don't know about you guys, but my picks are more recent because I don't think you can detect a bomb until you've been watching movies for 10 or 15 years. You know what I mean? You have to be like honed. You got to get your shit tight. But
I know movies. I know good movies.
Yes, TJ. But anyway, one recently that like the minute I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, I want to see that. Good pedigree, looks cool source material, but I knew the minute I saw it was going to bomb, was Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets. I was like, that looks sweet. I'll be alone in the theater watching that.
I think you're right. I think you could it's easy to sniff out big budget, like glossy CGI fest. You're like, yeah, no one has interest in that.
Right.
Especially in the trailer when it says based off the worldwide bestseller manga.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was in the trailer. Like, huh?
Yeah.
What's a manga?
Hey, y'all, what's a manga?
And then they show this dumbass face, Dean DeHaan. It's like, I don't want to see this guy for 2 hours.
I was like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt exists. You know he's out there. Just fucking put him in this movie. What's wrong with you?
You know he's not doing anything.
Suicide Squad? Did it come out after Suicide Squad? And her Enchantress
Might have
thing.
been the same year. Like maybe it came out the summer after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one she was. Oh, she also had that teen movie Paper Towns. That bombed
That was
too.
before. That was definitely before.
Yeah, that was bad. I watch weird movies.
Yeah, teens love those like cancer movies. I don't know what's up with that.
Cancer was really in 2015.
Yeah,
That's a T-shirt right there. Teens love cancer movies.
teens love those cancer movies.
More you
Hey,
know.
I'm
So what
looking
about
up our
you guys?
box
Anybody
office,
got any?
by the way.
Anybody like sniff out a bomb early or get anything?
So
Thought they were ahead of the game.
I got a list, but I'm gonna say my first one, and then I'll just rattle off the ones if you guys
Brian,
don't pick it.
Domestically, Valerian only made. How much do you guys think it only made?
Oh, I don't know, 18 mil.
It made 41 million,
Oh, well, that's real good. That's better than I
He
expected.
actually made his money back.
and then
Well, yeah, because
worldwide it was a hit.
overseas.
Yeah,
Yeah. Overseas it did okay.
I mean, barely. It had a budget of
But it-
$177 million.
It technically.
Hey, that money is up on the screen though, baby. That movie looks good.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. Whoever was TJ.
So
No,
I
you
picked
interrupt Jusef actually.
2015's Hugh Jackman with eyeliner singing Nirvana on a floating ship. Pan. That movie looked like jack shit, and I knew that was.
When are they gonna
bomb.
realize? Like nobody gets like the King Arthur thing. Nobody gives a fuck about Peter Pan. Like
I reached his King Arthur is another one.
we
And
topped out at Hook. Everybody shits on Hook, but we topped out. But nobody can beat it. Everybody acts like Hook is bad, but you know you can't beat it. Nobody else has done it better.
Yeah.
And that was an official bomb.
Yeah.
Hook. Oh yeah, obviously. But it's a classic. It's fucking.
Pan.
Oh, Pan was a real bomb.
Pan had a budget of 150 million.
Holy shit!
It made domestically 35.
Why did it cost so much?
And Disney doesn't own it, I don't think either.
No. This was like Fox does Pan or
Yeah,
whatever.
that wasn't a Disney because that's the reason anybody can do it. It's fucking one of those old ass properties, and anybody you can just we could make a Peter Pan movie right now. Let's do it.
Worldwide,
TJ, your Tinkerbell.
Hey guys, this is charting.
I thought it was gonna be a Peter Pan. It's not a big deal.
Worldwide, it made 120 million. 28.
What?
Worldwide, it made 128 million. So
it probably lost 150 because of the marketing and all that bullshit.
Anyway,
double up the cost.
Welcome to Charting with Chen.
Charting with Chen.
So, about you, TJ? What's your bomb?
Oh, I've got a couple of them. They're all by the same person, and the trailers just speak for themselves. Was that
Kevin Smith?
No, Johnny Depp.
Oh yes, I have a couple.
Transcendence.
Oh, terrible.
Mordecai. Black Mass. Fantastic Beasts.
Should have been
The Lone
Black Mass almost like could almost sneak by if you were really not paying attention because like
at the time,
based on a true story and it was like a prestige movie. But like once you saw him in the Whitey Bulger makeup, you had to know. Like
that's the biggest problem with fucking
the Lone
Black
Ranger
Mass.
Lone Ranger
is he. You were like, oh, great, Johnny Depp at the time, he's going to do another one of these mob movies, and he kills it, and then, like, go back to Johnny Brasco.
Johnny Brasco is good.
Blow.
That's it. Name another.
And then, no, I know, a Blow, and then...
That's not a mob movie, though.
It's in the same vein. And then you see fucking Black Mass, and you're like, oh, he's just playing dress up again.
Public Enemies.
That sucked. That was so
Public Enemy sucked, though.
That's mob. I'm saying name another mob. I
named one. I didn't say it had to be good. I just named another one.
Anyway.
Trivia. Joe, how about you?
Okay.
You doing Blow?
Yes,
yeah.
not doing Coke,
bro. I picked Mortal Instruments. No, Mortal Engines.
Mortal Engines. Yes, I have that one too.
I think there's two of them: Mortal Instruments and Mortal Engines.
Yeah, I think there is one that's like Mortal Instruments, City of Bones or some shit.
I think both bombs.
No, there's Mortal Engines, and then there's Mortal Instruments, and for that reason alone, I'm picking both. But I was thinking of Mortal Engines because I remember seeing the trailer of like the cities on the trucks being like, this looks dumb, and how much money do they sink into this, and it's not going to make its money back. And I remember I looked up being like, did that movie come out? Oh shit, that movie came out.
It's the type of idea that works as a book because you have it in your head and you can't imagine how dumb a city on wheels actually is.
Have they done it in animation too, or is that I know Howl's Moving Castle's a thing, so like I don't know. But also, wasn't that a Peter Jackson production? Remember Aragon? Which I was like, why did you make a movie with a name so similar to the character from your last movie? That's very confusing, and it's also about dragons. This is hard to follow.
I remember.
But that's another obvious bomb. I was like, oh yeah, nobody wants to see that shit.
I remember Mortal Engines. I believe it was one of the movies that Star Wars bumped from its original spot.
Oh, where it like bailed out. It was like, no, I don't want to be up against Star Wars.
Something like that. But okay, so it had $100 million budget. I'm not going to call that shit honest. It's still a lot of money. And it's worldwide. It was only $83 million. Jesus. Domestically, $15 million.
Yeah, that hurts.
$15 million.
I was trying to think of any older ones because, like I said, I feel like it's gotten easier to just be like, when a studio tries to put out a big new IP that nobody's ever heard of and they sink a ton of money in it and now, not to say that can never work, but if there's this level of cynicism in it where they're clearly trying to copy something that's already popular, and like John Carter of Mars and stuff, it's like you're already.
I feel like this will itch Jusef's
penis.
I feel like Southland Tales was probably a big bomb.
Yeah, but I thought that had a good trailer, but just a bad movie.
Well,
they were so up its own ass. That's one of those things of like the director has totally bought into his own hype. Like, I'm so smart. Look at all that. Oh, God.
I mean, last year I say Gemini Man.
Guys, do you want to hear how much money Southland Tales has made worldwide? This is going to be a fun game. This is going to be a fun game.
Like
I don't have the budget
today. Like up to today.
Up to today. How much, Brian? How much money you think it has made worldwide?
Oh God, I don't know. It does seem like one of those movies that would get weirdly popular in like other countries.
Give me a number,
doesn't it?
Just give me a number.
I don't know, $200 million.
TJ.
I was gonna say the Terminators, Genesis.
All right, Jusef, give me a number. Just give me numbers.
80 million.
I don't give a shit.
All right, $374,000 and 700. It's $3,074,743,000. Not million.
Thousand, not million.
Not million.
$1,000.
Thousand.
Wow, that is
very bad. That's a sound investment.
That is very bad. I guess that's why that dude never got to make a third movie.
The movie grossed less than what some homes in the suburbs cost.
They can't buy a home in New Jersey. So let's segue out of this very gracefully into another topic.
Wait, are you doing a segue?
Yeah, segue.
Are you doing it right now? Are you trying to segue?
Super smooth segue.
I didn't fuck it up, did I?
Sliding in to the next topic. Super Tuesday is a thing. People won't shut the fuck up about it, so we're gonna do a politician.
Super Tuesday. That was my super smart, funny tweet about it.
So Joe, what's your topic?
All right. Since they're all terrible, best worst movie politician in honor of Super Tuesday.
Oh, they're all they're all awful. It's like they're all the same. What's even the point, guys?
You know what I mean, Brian.
Was that a shot?
That was a clear shot.
Speaking of shots, let's hear TJ first.
He's up on the grassy knoll taking his shot.
Spot shotting about.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my best and my worst. All right.
Oh shit! I didn't come up with a best.
You don't need to, it's just more of like movie politicians and like who you want to talk about.
Well, I only wrote this one down because I didn't see the movie, but I just know the one good thing that came out of this movie, Bullworth. But the song "Ghetto Superstar" is really good with Maya, and I don't remember the guy's name who did this, but that's a great song.
It was on TRL for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time. That had been like one of the top songs ever. I think. Who played the guy Bullworth? Who cares? No one cares.
Warren Beatty. He's warm, baby.
Fake Tommy Lee Jones. We got it. Worst president on film. President Whitmore from Independence Day. Easily.
What?
The worst president on film.
Blasphemy.
What president just
It
is
doesn't
like,
have to be president. It can be politician, but TJ went for the bold president pick.
Yeah, this is
he's the
Want to hear him out? Let's
this
hear
is
him
like
out.
Trump
Heroic
taking Pennsylvania
flights.
in 2016.
That's a great
Hear him
speech,
out.
but no one wants his ass in a fucking jet. He also sat back while 100 guys died just to launch that one missile, waiting for Jeff Goldblum to finally put the fires in. He didn't do anything. He was like, "I'm gonna go up in this air and I'm gonna fucking help us say thing."
You
And
go
he
call
sat
Billy
back the whole
Business and see
time.
if he wants to have you on his fucking show with that shit. You take your terrible take out of here with that. That's bullshit.
God damn.
I respect the take. That was a
Yeah.
fucking.
Joe can go
also-
too.
Look at these MAGA heads. They just fucking stick together. This guy's got Trump derangement syndrome or some shit.
Don't.
All right. Jusef,
Bro,
what is your take as hot as TJ's?
no, but I don't know if somebody else is gonna pick this because this is his favorite movie or hers. I don't want to assume.
His gender's in his bio, so.
So I picked. You know what? I'm gonna go with my other pick, and if he doesn't pick it, then I'll say it. I picked James Dale, President of the United States during Mars attacks.
Oh, yeah, he
he
is
wants
so
to
terrible.
fucking peace
Better
talks.
president than Wetmore.
No, he's not, because he gives like a rousing speech to the fucking alien that's been killing everybody. Literally
to face,
killing
though.
everybody.
Face to
He
face.
sets up like groups of people to get killed multiple times.
Yeah.
Face.
It's fucking ridiculous how bad he handled the invasion of the entire Earth.
He didn't
And-
send a drunk Randy Quaid in to fucking do his job for him.
He
All right.
got fucking. That's another great thing President Whitmore did. He rid that version of Earth of a drunk Randy Quaid. He will not
Randy
be
Quaid
missed.
is the hero. He should
Yeah,
be
is that a
president.
blessing? Randy
Yeah,
Quaid
exactly.
volunteered.
Not only did he save us, but we got rid of Randy Quaid. That's a twofer. That's a twofer, baby.
Yeah, that's 90s Randy Quaid. That's when you'd still invite him to dinner and being like, he's
No,
fun.
But that's the thing. Did he ever do anything after that? Hell no.
Cousin
stop
Eddie's
people.
uh,
That's
Cousin
what I'm saying.
Eddie's
He would
return.
stop the terrible Christmas Vacation sequel by killing him off in Independence Day.
He was in the movie Grind as the clown dad. So there's
Why
that.
do you?
Know what that
Why do
means.
you remember the movie Grind? No one remembers the movie Grind. The actors
Anyway,
in Grind don't remember the movie Grind.
Ryan, right now,
that's
your
the thing.
pick. What's your pick?
Who, me? It's my
Yeah.
turn? Well, yeah, let's knock off the low-hanging fruit that I know Jusef was talking about. Mayor Vaughn, Murray Hamilton from Jaws. We all know not only the worst politician, but also the actual villain of the movie Jaws.
Yeah.
But I did pick another one because I thought that one was too obvious.
Yeah.
President Camacho.
No, I love President Camacho. He's doing his best. The guy's got an IQ of like 70. He's getting it done. No. Mine is Bill Mitchell, the original Kevin Kline president in Dave. He goes into a coma, cheating on Sigourney Weaver. Fuck you. You're married to Sigourney Weaver, and you're cheating on her, and then you go in a fucking coma like a piece of shit. And then the good Kevin Kline, Dave, gets to come in and be the president, the real. And then I think at the end of that movie, I think they elect Sigourney Weaver as president, so that's even better. So yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck the first Kevin Kline.
I've never seen Dave. What's up, Joe? What did you
Hey
pick?
guys, I picked a fake real president, Jack Stanton. John Travolta playing Bill Clinton basically in Primary Colors.
Okay,
yeah.
I couldn't remember his name. I thought about Primary Colors too.
I weirdly love that movie.
It's actually a pretty good movie.
And 90s Travolta does a great Bill Clinton. It's Bill Clinton. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally doing the story of the 92 primary, right? Like, that's the whole...
Someone wrote an anonymous book and changed like the names, but it was like, we know what it's about because it's like
very relevant, guys.
And I don't know. I mean, he plays it so well because he's charming, but he's just a piece of shit too. And they're like, he cheats around and throws out
I
abortions.
mean, they basically put on a wig and paint him like Bill, so they're not even trying to hide it.
No, actually one of my favorite stories
Great
about that
Kathy
movie.
Bates performance in that movie too.
Oh yeah, she's like, and I'm a Republican.
Yeah, she's like his campaign manager or something, right?
Yeah,
I can't
she's
remember.
one of the managers on the campaign who's like, believe it. Anyway, a really funny story about that movie is that it was such a hit, and Bill Clinton apparently loved it and invited Travolta to come to the White House, but only if he played in character as Stanton, and they were like, they turned it. They turned it.
Yeah, they fucked.
Yeah, they fucked each other.
They went elbow deep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
John, oh, come on! What is?
Yeah,
what? Bill Clinton's not a pilot on a personal jet. Like,
anyway.
So how about we jump on jet to another topic? TJ, what you got?
In honor of the movie Brazil, I figure we could just name the best movies that have the state, city, like an actual state, city, town, neighborhood, location, wherever you could.
As the title.
Yeah, as the title of the film. I'll start off. Man, there's so many of them. And I know you guys probably all have some of these on your list, so I'm going to go with a little off-key ones because I'm TJ. Probably one of my favorites, which is a long-standing franchise. They have tons of different ones, but Vegas Vacation, for me, is just one of those films that...
Papa Giorgio.
Yeah.
Big Papa Giorgio. I love Vegas Vacation.
It's so good. I mean, Randy Quaid again.
Maybe like the third best of 5 in that franchise.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
watched it like
easily
twice since it's been on.
When he's got his hand in the toilet and it comes out all blue, and then he walks in and he tells somebody it's a there's like it looks like he's got a birthmark.
We can all agree that the worst vacation movie is European.
No, it's a vacation movie.
I was gonna say with Ed what about the Ed Helms one?
I'm not of the OGs.
Chevy Chase appears in the Ed Helms Vacation, which I actually don't hate. I think it's got its merits, but it's probably still the worst one.
And then I'll say before anything else, my remake one for me is 3:10 to Yuma. Probably one of my favorite fucking westerns. Ben Foster, Russell Crowe, just like an amazing cast. It just goes the fuck all out. If you guys haven't seen that one, definitely check that out. That one's
Christian Bale.
Definitely.
I'm not a huge western guy, but that's one of the best ones, especially like made in this century.
Yeah. What do you got, bro?
I had to go with. I was like, I'll take one of the. Again, I'll pick a little low hanging fruit, and then I will give a real pick. Fargo, one of my all-time favorites.
That was my number one.
Yeah, I mean, one of my all-time favorites. I feel like that's too easy though. It's like obviously it's one of the greatest movies of the last couple decades. But you guys remember a little gem starring back at a time when you could put David Duchovny and Brad Pitt on a marquee together and you didn't know which one was the most famous. This movie's called California, spelled with a K. Anybody ever heard of it?
I have. It's like a serial killer movie?
Kind of, yeah. It's like...
I've only heard of it.
David Duchovny plays, much like he's a very David Duchovny-esque character. He's like writing a book about killers.
Sexaholic.
And he goes on the road and he needs somebody to share the drive with. So he hooks up with Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis, who are like these real trashy couple. And like as they're like right before they go out on the road, Brad Pitt kills his landlord and shit. So already like shit's off the cuff. And then it's one of those things where he's studying, he's like going out and investigating and going to these sites where these killings happen, but he's actually got the real killer with him the whole time. And you get
it's like a 7 era natural born killers.
Absolutely, very much so.
Yeah, I've only seen I could see the cover in my head.
Oh man, I guess that one's gonna have to go on the list. That sounds like a Flyover state of film.
It does sound like a Flyover movie if I ever heard of one. Hollywood Homicide, anyone? I know everyone had that as their number one.
That's just a treasure. That's just a straight up treasure there.
How about you,
Harrison
Joe?
Ford does a funny dance and he rubs his butt on a 2-way mirror.
That's the Josh Hartnett one, right?
Hell yeah, it is.
Can I just say something real fast before Joe goes? Jusef, I have a specific pick that I really hope you pick. That I'll be very disappointed if you don't. But Joe, go ahead.
I probably didn't pick it.
I know.
All right, so Fargo's off the board. I'm gonna say 2. Number 1, Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. I love that fucking movie. Yeah, it's easy. It's
Number
just
2.
Talladega's a place, I take it? I don't know.
so cool. Honestly, sometimes rival Step Brothers in the Will Ferrell pantheon.
Ooh.
I've never actually seen Talladega Nights. I just don't care for NASCAR, and I was like, I'm just not going to
I
support.
don't care for NASCAR in the slightest.
Ricky
but the
Bobby.
movie itself is-
It's probably the best reason to watch it if you don't like NASCAR.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could replace NASCAR with like
Because I don't
Anything.
either. But
Ricky Bobby.
and then Ricky Bobby, you sound like a dog with peanut butter in your mouth. Orange County,
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great
good
pick.
one. That's a good pick.
solid movie.
Great pick.
That was one that was weirdly absent from my DVD collection up until recently, and I saw it really cheap, like $2 at a thrift store. I was like, why don't I already have this? And now it's $2.
I also
I'm gonna
think it's like
get it. Yeah, the movie's just hysterical, and I think it's one of the underrated, better coming of age movies that doesn't just like rub your nose in its coming of ageness.
well, I think it's also
Look at it.
yeah, it's like one of those last like coming of age rom-coms that have a dance number in the middle of it to a hit pop song at the time, but it's not a forced like musical. It's like a part of the actual school, and you're like, that doesn't happen, but I missed that.
It's a great
all
movie.
those fucking like early 2000 movies.
And it's like, I think that was like that was like one of the first movies where the general public realized that Jack Black like had another layer, like, because he's very much your typical Jack, like pre-Orange County Jack Black character at the beginning, but by the end of the movie, like, he's got more to him than that, and they get into it a little bit, and that really helped him, I think, turn the corner. And then things like School of Rock kind of like let it roll into second Gen 2 Black, as I like to call him.
Just think about that. Right before that, he was doing Neverending Story 3, and he was like the head of the fucking Scullies or whatever it was.
There was a couple years of it. He was doing like
There was a
Saving
couple years.
Silverman.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's what
But
it was.
But exactly, he was in like High Fidelity, and he was always playing the goof, like, kind of
Jack
weirdo.
I
he's
love
being-
Saving
Be
Silverman.
Kind, rewind.
That episode of the X-Files where Giovanni Ribisi gets electricity powers. He's in that.
Hell yeah.
So good. What about
This movie he plays like an army. Oh no, the
Mars Attacks. He's in Mars Attacks.
He's in Bio
Jackal,
Tenacious
Jackal.
D is in Biodome playing the Save the
Spoiler,
Rainforest.
we could do a whole Jack Black episode. We're just throwing away content here, guys.
Guys,
What's up?
what are we doing? Yusuf, what's your pick? What city do you want to go to?
My low-hanging fruit was Casablanca.
Okay, sure.
Ugh.
Oh,
That's a place.
Classic, yes. Morocco, don't be a
I
dumbass.
hate TJ so much.
That's an actual spot.
Wait, that was the best.
So,
God damn it, man. Let's just, fuck Brazil. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just cut here. Let's go to bed. I feel like shit. I'm tired.
No, come
Frame
on.
the last
Let's
energy.
talk
out
about
of
your
me.
artsy farts. You know what you brought. You know why you wanted to do this. I called him out on Twitter earlier, guys. And if Steph would have been following me, she would have seen it. I know.
wait,
Guys
so it's,
worried about how us dummies, us dullards, are going to take in his precious art. How are these Neanderthals going to drag their knuckles along to watch this fucking movie that I picked?
wait, so you didn't pick Rumble in the Bronx at all? That's cool.
That's a great one.
I was just
But
wondering.
I went strictly. I'm the pompous asshole that picked Drunken Master, but that's neither here nor there. So I picked Columbus, starring Young Cho, directed by Kogona. It's a very small movie. I fucking love. Honestly, like, it's probably because it deals a lot with how you view yourself through your parents' eyes. He's like a son of an architect, famous architect, and the father has a heart attack in Columbus, Indiana. Columbus, Indiana is very huge architect breeding ground. Like, it has a bunch of, like, in the early, it has a lot of beautiful buildings and people go there. And he was giving a lecture. So the son goes there and he kind of creates a kinship with a girl that's stuck in that city and is a huge fan of her dad. So he starts to appreciate his dad through her eyes. And it's a fucking great movie. If you haven't watched it, watch it. And if you watch it, tell me I'm an asshole because I recommended an artsy movie. Let's talk about Brazil.
Oh, I had a question.
Brazil.
Answer for you guys. If you want it, you can email me, and I'll not send it to you because I'll probably throw it
All
out.
proceeds go
Say,
to
unless
Trump
you got
2020.
$75.
$75 to pay for shipping and handling. Brazil. I set out because I've been called a safe guy in the past because I pick good movies. So I decided to pick weird fucking movies, old movies. My first one was Harold and Maude. Not everybody loved it. Now I picked Brazil, and now not everybody loved it again.
Hey, now wait a minute. We haven't even talked about it yet. That's unfair. I feel like you're casting us in this light.
Yeah, man, we're not.
So I'm gonna do
nerds.
a brief synopsis, and then I'll leave the
I'd
floor
love
for
to
you.
see how you do a brief synopsis of this fucking
Brief
movie.
synopsis: dystopian future, in where a government employee tries to rectify a wrongful murder through a lot of paperwork and a lot of refunds, and then he falls in love with the neighbor of said murderee, right?
Yeah, I guess so. The murder victim. Yeah, sure.
The victim, and then
And we say murder, but it wasn't like a crime. It was like a crime of government negligence, where like literally some misfiled paperwork causes the death of a person.
And through his relationship with her, he becomes a rebel in the eyes, or a terrorist in the eyes of the government, and shit goes down. That's like the brief synopsis of the movie.
Go woke, get broke, right, guys?
Very brief. So I'm gonna start with TJ because TJ came in and he said not a single fucking word about the movie. I already heard kind of Brian's and Joe's, so I kind of wanna see TJ, then Brian, then Joe, and then we can go to sleep. TJ.
Mine are more questions.
No, then Joe. What did you think?
All right. So
nah, then no.
So I'll give my positives.
There were questions with background behind it. You know what I mean?
What's up?
That's cool.
All right, I'm gonna give my positives first. I love the special effects. I do like the weird style it was filmed in. That did catch my eye. Kind of piggyback what Brian said on Twitter. I thought it was a really cool world. Having said that, I wish I was watching Total Recall the whole time.
Now, I was definitely when they first showed his apartment, I was like, oh, so this is what what's his name was doing in The Fifth Element. He's pulling a lot from Brazil here. He's like, that's the way he looks like Corbin Dallas's apartment. All the little gadgets and the way everything goes around. I was like, so like The Fifth Element could very likely be in the world of Brazil. It's like I can see that shit. Total Recall's already in the world of Starship Troopers and RoboCop, though. So
that's a huge universe.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, when that came out, the whole opening scene with the breakfast. You think they got ripped off of this?
Yeah, Ernest did it too. I mean,
no one asked that. All right, no.
Yeah, they did it in Casper.
God damn it!
Goldbergs or actually in Honey I Shrunk the Kids, that's how it starts off too.
No one should put coffee that close to toast. Is all I'm saying.
And it's always breakfast. The Rube Goldberg.
Yeah, they always do breakfast. That's because the egg. It's always about the egg.
You know what? I'll give you some positives of this for me. It literally felt like while watching. I'm a big Time Bandits fan, so it's definitely shot like that. But it had
our second Gilliam movie, right? Our second.
Yeah, we did.
Fear and Loathing, right?
Mm-hmm. But it even had this like Willy Wonka never-ending story feel to it.
Playing it safe.
I totally said Labyrinth for grown-ups. That's one of my notes.
Yeah. It's like one of those things where like it definitely has like this magical feel to it, but then at the same time, like you're watching them like the whole time, just like Tuttle, Buttle. It's tough to grasp at some points, but like the shot, I love the way it was shot. It's definitely something I like. and the effects of it were amazing. But like it's like one of those things where it was like trying to grasp what was happening and what was going on. I was like, okay, that's tough for me, at least. Not like
How
that.
are you, Brian?
Well, yeah, I mean, like obviously, like everybody's gonna talk about the craft. Everything looks great. Like great effects, great use of like different all the sets and everything. Excellent. I'm not like a huge Monty Python guy. I'm hit and miss on British comedy, so I think the comedy hit some of the time, but not all the time for me. I think this is just always going to be one of those movies that I can like appreciate and I can watch. I can watch it. I'm sitting there and watching. And I'm like, I can see what people like about this. It's just not a movie I'm ever going to get into. You know what I mean? It's good, and I can recognize that it's good. And it's not like I don't understand it, because it's not like the themes in this movie are fucking subtle at all, so it's fine. It's not that I don't get it. It's just not for me. It's good. It's legitimately good, and you can tell. It's well made. It's smart. It's got a really amazing ending. I actually love the ending. No
Love.
spoilers.
Say love one
unless
more
you
time.
want to. Love. I love it. Guys, I loved it. But anyway, yeah, it's just a movie I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, I get it, and I get why people, especially like if you watched it young and then came back to it when you were older, how it could really affect you when you start to understand what it's about and stuff. And yeah, there's great performances in it, there's great effects in it, there's great ideas in it and everything. But it's never going to be a thing that I'm like, yes, I want to watch this again. You know, it's just fine.
Cool. That's more positive than I thought.
What Brian said.
Any moments they want to talk about? Any particular scenes that you want to make fun
I
of?
mean, there's just so much, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you could do it because the movie is dense as hell, and honestly, like, it's the actual you could break it down pretty easily into a synopsis because not a ton happens, but like it's so dense with like just things and ideas and dialogue and
It was pretty jarring when he was going to bang that woman, and then all of a sudden he gets shot, but then he didn't die, and he's like in like a Clockwork Orange type room where I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like that was like I was like, oh, this is cool, but I thought he just died.
Well, there's a lot to. I mean, I don't know how much we want to talk about the ending and we don't want to spoil or whatever. I don't know what we're gonna do about that because there's a lot in this movie. I do like the scene where he goes to deliver the check to the woman who, the wife of the guy who got killed by the government accidentally. Basically, a paperwork issue. They get the wrong.
Here's your receipt for your husband, and here's my receipt for your receipt.
But I love the element of it where he's so excited. He's a government guy, and he's never really seen anybody get a refund before, and he like expects her to be happy like he is to get the refund. He's like, "Look, you're getting a refund. Isn't that wild?" And she's just like bawling and screaming, like, "What did you do with his body?"
No, and he kept saying, like, it wasn't my department. It wasn't my department.
I love the best line in the whole scene though is, "I didn't have to come out here."
Yeah,
it's so fucked up.
Like it has so many. Like this is like my third time watching it, and it has so many jokes that if you blink, you miss them. Like just subtle things that honestly make me laugh a lot. One of the things that made me laugh the most this viewing was doing the opening sequence where the TV's running and they're interviewing this head honcho of the government because of the bombings, and then he's like, "Oh, we're not afraid of this terrorist," and the newscaster is like, "But they've been going on for 13 years." And it's like beginner's luck. It's like
nobody does dystopia quite like British people in the 80s. Like that's when the fucking Watchmen came out. You got this, there's so much. Like they were really they knew what was up about how to do a good like realistic dystopia. You know what I mean? Like where the bureaucracy is really. They were really into paperwork. Fucking V for Vendetta, Hitchhiker's Guide. They were just really in like.
What about like
British people hate paperwork, man?
I'll say the smartest thing about this is the mirror usage with TV screens. It's like we're not going to put electronics over the bathtub. We're going to use mirrors. And like, that's actually pretty smart. That's
good.
Yeah,
solid.
It's dystopian future though.
I have one
Mirrors and
thing.
TVs.
No, it's driving me fucking insane. The swooping score of this is essentially just the Leia and Han theme.
Oh yeah, I didn't really was
Yeah.
paying close enough attention. I
Yeah,
guess.
that's all I could hear is
Man,
like those
can
like
you just fucking get Star Wars out of
Yeah, I
here?
know what you're talking about. I know what you're
yeah.
saying.
I was trying to get Star Wars out of my head, but this movie kept
God
reminding
damn
me
it,
of like,
man.
oh, it's
You
metal.
only talk about Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, you know me.
I also think I would say, I mean, I get why it's in there, but I would say in a movie that's 2 hours and 20 minutes, you could maybe like let go of some
It
of that
does.
dream sequence shit
It
with
does
him
drag.
and
It does
Ziggy
drag.
Stardust. Like you could do that. Just I'm not saying don't do it at all, but maybe a little less because there's like some long. It was like before the 1 hour mark when he's having his first big like fantasy fight with the samurai guy, and I was like, this feels like something that should be way later in the movie. Why is this happening now? This is weird. And
I
guess
think the ending. I feel the ending. Obviously, I don't. Since Brian has been so reluctant to spoil, I won't spoil. But the
well, I don't know.
ending
It's got kind of
does.
a big reveal ending. I don't know how you feel about it. I
No,
don't
no, no.
know.
I'm just saying, like the ending. That's fine. That's not spoiler. But the ending does drag, and it does have a wonderful sequence with De Niro, in where literally paper drags him down and
Paperwork
takes.
eats him and like disintegrates him. Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
cool.
but
I thought
the
the ending was
the
dragging
sequence
too in a
does
movie that I
that.
thought was overly long, but and I was with you, but I was like, then the payoff of the reveal, I think, I was like, okay, I'm all right with how this ending. I didn't like the length of the movie overall. I thought it was a little bloated, but I was okay with the way the ending played out because of the final kind of reveal of it.
Is it weird that this movie made me want to rewatch A Scanner Darkly?
No, that's not weird. That's a Philip K. Dick sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't know why. I kept thinking of that movie the whole time. But
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Southland
That was a movie that
Tales.
was
Definitely
that was a movie that was
Southland Tales.
earmarked to be a bunker episode someday and never happened.
And I love the contrast between his mother and her friend. Like the mother is like slowly becoming super young and beautiful,
Yeah.
and the friend is just like deteriorating because of all the complications of her surgeries.
That's where I really liked. It's like aesthetic and prosthetics was like the look of these like stretchy plastic people and their obsession with being younger when they're clearly older.
Amazing Jim Broadbent performance. Great seeing 80s Jim Broadbent.
Oh yeah, he's great as a doctor.
Yep.
And it has a great cast. Like everybody brings
sure,
it.
sure.
Like,
I
love
was legit shocked
his,
when De Niro
boss.
showed up. I was like, how did I not know De Niro was in this?
He asked.
He looked like
He asked to be in a movie with Terry, and they gave like that small role. And it was like I think it was 3 days they shot all his scenes, including that easy one with the paper.
That was nice to see because he looked like he was having fun, and there's something that like I miss.
Bob Hoskins too.
Old boring De Niro. What I miss is like seeing him look like he has fun in movies.
Yeah,
because
or pop up in weird shit. Like I like him popping up in weird shit.
Like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh wow,
Stardust.
He looked like he was having a blast in Stardust. Like De Niro.
Bob Hoskins looks like I had a blast too, as the repairman that got pissed when they asked about the paperwork.
Oh yeah, for Super Mario.
I love when the suits are filling up with shit. That's such a good scene. That's got some great like meta commentary, like where he's like, you know, oh, we're drowning in shit and we're in it together. You know, that's like some real like there's some good there's some good undertones there about the structure of and I like that stuff. Like I said, it's a good movie and I get why people like it. I just know it's not going to be something I'm going to be going back to, you know, a lot, but I can appreciate it.
All right, I feel like we've barely talked about it, but I don't think we want to talk about it. So how about we do some...
I feel like it's a hard movie to talk about unless you want to dig into it. Like, unless you want to really get into what it's trying to say about... Is that the kind of podcast we're trying to have?
No. I mean, I kind of picked it because we're in this political climate. I didn't expect it to fall on Super Tuesday. I didn't... And I think we're tired.
Damn, this feels like a low energy episode, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Drag us down. Like,
no, you know what? I think that's just like politics. There's just so many like fucking all over the place to talk about where it's like it's hard to just zoom
but
on
I feel like this movie has a ton of things to say about society and about bureaucracy and politics and how they affect our lives. It's like if you want to start digging into that, that could be extensive.
Yeah, no, I'll just say that I love the message in that even an act of empathy, as Jonathan Pryce's character did with the neighbor, can be considered an act of rebellion. Like the government abandoned him because he was empathetic towards somebody that was trying to be good in this world. I love that within his dream sequence, the world, his beautiful green pastures got destroyed by the cities, showcasing how humanity has destroyed the world.
We only get one little glimpse over the wall in this one. It's basically a irradiated wasteland out there.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah. And the closing, one of the closing shots is they're driving away with that house, and they lived in that countryside. They lived that happily ever after type of life. Like, there's a lot of good in this movie, but I agree, it's kind of hard. It's hard in two senses. One is bloated. It's kind of long. So if you're not on board, it does drag for you. It doesn't drag for me up until the end because I know the payoff. So I'm kind of like, all right, let's get to it.
Right.
And two, the politics of it. Like if you don't want a heavy-handed message, probably 1984 is better in terms of how they deliver the message. It's kind of the same message, but kind of Lon kind of hit it on the head with his tweet to you. It's kind of the same thing, but different word: bureaucracy versus.
Yeah. Well, this is like kind of a more even like a more satirical version of that same idea. Like, you know, he's doing a lot of the same things, but he's using a lot more comedy, even though it's not always 100%. You know, funny. He's getting a serious message across sometimes too.
But there's like a lot of gags that honestly make me laugh. Like the waiter, like you have to say the number, and he's like, just give me whatever. It's like you have to say the number.
Oh, there's so much cool stuff like about the world that I love, visual gags and stuff too. Like the whole thing with the paste with the pictures of the food. That's so funny. Like there's lots of great stuff in it. Like I said, production's on. It's really amazing.
The secretary taking notes of the meeting and it just screams in her head because they're
like
torturing.
Take notes of the torture.
But like I said, people are like super down on this movie, so let's just go into the ratings phase.
I wanna argue on that.
But say it on the ratings phase, Joe.
Oh, man.
Say it within the ratings phase.
Joe, also, whatever you're gonna say, also rate the movie. We've clearly upset Jusef. He's ready to take his ball and go home.
No, I'm saying like there's no energy here, so let's chop it off.
We don't got it, guys.
That's
no
fine.
Wonder Steph doesn't follow me on Twitter. This shit sucks.
I enjoy our shows. I don't know what you people are talking about. I'm gonna give this 6.3 stretchy faces out of 10.
Fair enough. What's your argument? You said you wanted to argue something.
I said you came in with this that we didn't like this and we were bringing this down before we even started talking. So, you know, I feel like we actually boosted a lot from this movie.
You said that you didn't like it when you came
I said
in.
I didn't
get it. Said he didn't like it.
I said I didn't get it.
I wasn't putting fucking words in your mouth, Joe.
There's a difference. I said I didn't get it.
That's fine. Blame it on my flu. Michael Jordan has shit on me, man. This is my flu game right now. TJ, what's up?
I'm gonna give it. I mean, it's middle of the road. It's not a bad movie at all. It's not your worst pick you ever had. I'm pretty sure you picked.
I don't have bad picks, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So you're probably right. So at that point, I give it a clean 5. Is this a Christmas movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It is a Christmas movie.
It has very
Santa in the end.
Yeah, a lot. Christmas Santa's in a lot. So I give it a clean 5, middle of the road. It's not bad. It's something that you should watch. I don't think you're going to rewatch it at all unless you're Jusef. But
if you're a fan of like Terry Gilliam and Monty Python and like that's your whole jam and like the 80s like British, you know, very very British kind of movies, I would say this would probably be something for you. I'd say you get into this.
Yeah, for sure. If you're into dystopian and you enjoy effects and Monty Python, that's the Venn diagram.
What's your rating?
I would say like as a movie, like I could see someone getting up to some, for somebody who really likes it, again, something closer to like a 6. For me, it's probably more like a 4.5 or a 5. I like I said, I appreciate it. I can see the quality of it, but I can't get into it. It's just not for me.
That's fine. I give it 7.5 out of 10. Next week is TJ's. What intellectual street cred are you gonna try?
That's right, TJ. Why don't you broaden our minds, man?
TJ has my favorite picks.
We clearly need it. We're all a bunch of dummies.
We're gonna play a little game real fast. As much as Jusef wants to go to sleep, we're gonna play a little game. So I'm going back to the
speed through his own pick so fast. Like, fuck it, let's just get on with this shit.
So quick little game we're gonna do. We'll do the Rotten Tomatoes, John, where basically you guys are gonna have a number to start at and a number to end at. Everyone gets a pick. So, but this one, what's gonna happen is everyone gets a pick. If you get your pick right, you have the choice to either keep the movie rating that you picked, or the option of taking a 90 to 99 pick on one high-rated Rotten Tomatoes movie. Okay?
Wow. You can trade in.
Yeah. So
I'm confused, but let's do it.
The numbers are between 12 and 50. Okay?
Sorry.
So, Jusef, you go first. What's your number, bud?
24.
Joe, what's your number?
33.
Brian, what's your number?
Damn, I was gonna pick a 30-something. Give me 27.
Jusef, give me a number, bud.
I thought you were gonna say I hit it and I can go to bed. 41.
Oh, okay. So Jusef, you hit it. You hit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You can keep this movie, or you can pick between 90 and 99. And if you hit that movie, you get the high-rated Rotten Tomatoes, or we just keep going.
I'm gonna keep this movie.
Okay. This movie is
the 41.
Yeah. This is a hit. Lou Diamond Phillips, Mark Wahlberg,
God.
Big Hit.
Oh no,
We're gonna watch the Big Hit. We're gonna
What the fuck's this?
I have not seen the Big Hit in quite some time. This is one of those post-Pulp Fiction action shoot 'em up jobs. Very much in the vein of our Lucky Number 11s and our Smoking Aces.
Yeah.
Guess what, guys? It's free on Crackle.
Lou Diamond Phillips is so oiled up in this.
This used to be. This has a whole Bokeem Woodbine jacking off subplot. There's a lot going on in the Big Hit, guys. This used to be in the bunker. I don't know if I still have it.
That's so good. If anyone wanted to know what the high ratings Rotten Tomatoes was?
Yeah.
Logan. That's what it was. It's not crazy.
I'm glad we got the Big Hit.
Yeah, I'd rather do the Big Hit too.
It's just because today was like the
pump this ass super.
I mean, it's gonna have a hard time beating the Brazil episode, which by far will go down in history as one of our best.
Before we go off real fast, it was between Godzilla, Matthew Broderick, 16%, Ready to Rumble, 23%.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
And the one we've all been waiting for, Howard the Duck, 15%.
Oh,
5 boys.
It's gonna keep going to the next day.
I mean, but
you say this: we know how to pick the movies that get us the views.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, next week I'll be doing, or next episode I'll be doing terrible trivia to pick another one. Yeah. Bam! Joe, I know. I was looking. Joe has won terrible trivia both times. So,
TJ, where can the people find you?
Yeah, I'm at TJ Dex on Twitter. You guys are on Flyover State of Film YouTube right now, and check us out, guys, and also donate.
Joe.
You can find me at Chamberlain1 on Twitter. Just generally being an ass or trying to make you laugh. I've been trying to do more Photoshop parody posters. So check those out.
Lighthouse.
Thank you for that idea.
Good.
Where can the people find you?
Oh, you can find me at Hercules on Twitter and getting too wound up about political shit and also trolling and being a real asshole. Probably getting blocked by Billy Business in the next week or so if I have to see too many more of his tweets.
Hot takes.
WhyILoveMovies.com. I keep writing. Nobody keeps reading. Bye.
Bye.